Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Humans on the Internet. I am Simon.
I am Anthony.
And I'm Liam.
So welcome to the second episode of our podcast. If you didn't catch last week's first episode, where we had all six of us together, it was chaotic. It was funny. It was a lot of fun. Sorry, Liam. Liam wasn't here.
Okay, I'm just gonna cry.
Liam was here in spirit.
I was.
Liam, welcome to the podcast.
Hey!
Yes, welcome.
You're
Hey,
here this
everyone.
week.
Yes, last week we had a few internet tech difficulties, which have now been sorted. So thank the maker for that. But yes, I am relieved to finally be on here because, yes,
You were
I missed
with
that.
us in spirit last week.
I was.
You know,
But I still cursed the day that the internet decided to not go in my favor that night. So, boo you, internet.
Well, no, because the internet is where we are putting this out, so we can't criticize the internet because
That's okay.
it's a
I take
broad
it back.
criticism. You know,
Yeah, we need the internet to be our
Cut it
friend.
out. Cut that
we are
part.
literally called humans on the internet. You can't criticize one part of that, otherwise you criticize it all.
My area then of the internet.
Just blame
There.
your internet provider. That'll be it.
Yes.
That'll be it.
But then they fixed it. So,
Well, that's good because now you're here with us.
yeah, exactly.
But you missed a fairly chaotic first episode. Going forward, this is the format. There is going to be 3 different hosts each and every week. So this week, it is me, Liam, and Anthony. Next week is going to be an interesting one as Alex, Brianna, and Lauren take over.
Yes,
Now, last week, did they say that we were going to be the chill podcast?
they did.
Because I think,
I don't know. There's a bit of chaos reigning inside me already because I've already stoked a few flames on Twitter talking
Oh,
about
boy.
lasagna.
lasagna.
Wait,
Yes,
what about
because-
lasagna?
So basically, there was this discussion about if you have 2 lasagnas and you stack it on top, if you stack one on top of each other, would it be 1 lasagna or 2 lasagnas? And because I wanted to provide a bit of chaos, I said it's 2. The majority say it's 1 because it's like a burger. If you put a patty on top of another patty, you have 1 burger, right?
Yeah, you have
Well,
one burger,
yeah.
so it'd be 1 lasagna.
There we go. But I
You
wanted
just said-
to stoke. I wanted to stoke the fire.
So you
Because-
intentionally caused problems.
Yes.
You intentionally trolled people.
Mm.
Is this what we're saying? Are you going to be the troll of the group?
No. I just have a bit of chaos energy in me today.
So how did people react to you trying to argue the point for the fact that it was actually 2 lasagnas?
Well, I didn't have an argument, but people basically wanted to kick me to the sun for suggesting it was 2 lasagnas.
People get very irate when it comes to pasta, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, they
well,
really
it's
do
beautiful.
because, I absolutely love lasagna. So when I'm here thinking, I'm like, 2 lasagna, you take 2, put it together. That actually sounds pretty good.
I'm
Like
not a lasagna
I
fan.
kind of want one.
It's just a bigger lasagna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all it is.
yeah, and I'm okay with that.
I'm not a lasagna fan, admittedly.
How dare you?
How can you not like lasagna? What do you not
I
like
just
about it?
don't. I don't know. It just doesn't feel tasty for some reason.
Doesn't feel tasty. It's not supposed to. Are you grabbing your lasagna and feeling it for taste? Is that what it is? That's where you're going wrong, Liam.
I've been doing this wrong all my life.
Do you mean
No,
the texture?
Yeah, it just doesn't sit well with me. So
Hmm.
Fair. I mean, I like lasagna. You know, it's pasta, it's meat, it's sauce. You can't really go wrong.
yeah, it's weird because it's like the best of both worlds. I love meat, I love pasta, but I just can't click with lasagna. It's the same with like chocolate, really, because I like bourbons, but there's some chocolates out there that I just don't want to eat. So
Well, a bourbon is more of a biscuit, really, than a chocolate. So, but we're not going to get into that debate because we will spend the whole podcast It's like the Jaffa Cake argument that actually went to court. Jaffa Cakes actually went to court.
What?
Yeah, Jaffa Cakes went to court to try and argue the fact that I think it was that they were a biscuit to avoid a tax case.
Oh
So basically,
God.
the government wants to tax them more for being a cake, and they tried to argue that they were a biscuit because they're in the biscuit aisle, or for Americans, cookies. And so they basically went to court with the UK government to say we don't want to be taxed more because this is a biscuit. And in the end, it got ruled against them. And this is where the official definition of what is a cake and what is a biscuit. If it is soft and bready, it is a cake, which a Jaffa Cake is.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
Wow.
That was a few years ago that came up.
Okay.
The extents that people will go to not pay tax is
I know.
amazing.
I see. I don't know what I would have called it. Like, I would have called it a biscuit. Like, I
No,
just
it
thought
is a
they
cake.
were, like-
It's in the name.
Yeah,
Jaffa
but
Cake.
I'm sure there's like a few foods out there that like have stuff that like makes it sound like they belong to a certain category, but they're not. I'm trying to think, but
Anyone out there, comment below with any
Yeah.
foods that makes it sound like they are something contrary to what they are. So a Jaffa Cake thinking it's a biscuit. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything.
there is one that was on my mind, but it's completely gone. So,
Well,
It'll probably come to you later.
yeah.
yeah.
But we somehow diverged from welcoming you and you criticizing the internet to getting onto lasagna
Chaos.
and cookies. So, welcome, Liam.
Yes.
to the
worries.
podcast. So yes, as I said, this is the format going forward. We release our podcast every Wednesday at 7 p.m. GMT, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is then 11 a.m. Western Time. I think I got that right.
Yeah. Pacific Standard.
Pacific Standard. So, yes, that's when next week's episode will be out. So, we move on with today's podcast. So how are we all this week, other than Liam causing chaos online over lasagna? How are we all doing? Are we all good?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I kind of wish I would have saw that tweet for Twitter for the lasagna thing because I probably would have jumped into it. But other than that, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been pretty. I don't know. It's so weird because there's been like things that have been against me this week. Like I kind of fell off the diet this week because lockdown's just been a bit like stressful. So
Were you
as
guys
well
still
as
under lockdown?
Oh, yeah.
We're
Oh.
still under lockdown.
We don't know when it's going to end. We have no end in sight right now.
Wait,
No.
when did your lockdown start?
Boxing Day, was it? The day after Christmas?
shit.
So, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, I may be wrong.
I
It
think
may have been a
was-
few
it might have
days
been-
after.
Yeah, it might have been like the beginning of January, I believe. I can't. It's look,
2nd
time
of
is-
January, I think it was.
Yeah, time is not a concept when it comes to this. So
I mean, the idea of the last year has just gone by so quickly.
exactly.
It's been a year since this whole thing really kicked off in a bad way. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I still remember like the fact that it was like not far up north for me, like the first 2 cases, and I'm like, oh no, okay, well hopefully this gets sorted out soon, and obviously it has. So,
well,
but yeah, I feel like with the 3rd lockdown, it's kind of becoming a bit like more jarring than the previous 2. And this week I've just decided, you know what, this week I'm just going to relax, especially after just moving in. And so that and DHL, which DHL will not be the hotties of the week. So you're disqualified from that, DHL.
yes, we've been tracking. Well, I use the word tracking very
Well,
loosely.
I'm out.
We've been tracking Liam's saga with DHL delivery services on his Twitter account, and his next day delivery is now on to day 5.
Mm-hmm.
So
It says it's out for delivery, and They have just abysmal like tracking services because you have like the number of stops. You are the driver is certain stops away, and then they take it offline like after a few hours. Like, well, you can guess now. So
I'm sure he didn't just crash.
like a few days in a row.
Yeah, he could be out there somewhere injured and helpless. You could be his only chance because you're the only one who's noticed.
Yeah.
Then how did my package like go back to the thingy? Does it have legs?
No. Maybe he crawled back and delivered your package back to the depot in a valiant attempt to save it from the freezing cold.
Exactly.
But how are you finding the new place? Are you enjoying,
Yes.
Yeah, it's so weird though because like I'm still not fully adjusted. It's a lot more easier than it was like I'd say last week, because last week I was like we had everything sorted out, the electric, the bedding, all that jazz. And it was just it was kind of horrifying at first, but not in the way that I'm like, I want to go back. I don't like this. It was just like, this is so strange, and I'm not sure like how to feel. But I feel like with time, things have adjusted a lot more here. So yeah, I'm getting slowly but surely more comfortable with the new place. So
you get used to living on your own.
You do, but
yeah, it'll just take a little while. It'll take a little while. Are you fully moved in?
Yeah, I'm just like ordering new stuff and whatnot. So like today, well not today, yesterday actually came the washing machine and the tumble dryer.
I assume not through DHL.
No. Funnily enough, though, yesterday I did see a DHL fan like from the back of mine. I'm like, oh, is this it? And then it left, and I'm like,
I think they're trolling you at this point.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
And what about you, Anthony? Is the snow? Has it all gone from your area of the world, or is it still there?
Nope, the snow was still there, and it actually snowed on. Was it Wednesday that it snowed? Yeah, Wednesday night. It snowed Wednesday night.
You'll notice there's going to be a lot less old jokes on this podcast because me and Liam are nice. Not to point fingers at who it is that abuses Anthony. But, there's going to be a lack of old man jokes here.
That might be the sly one. But
where do you line up, Liam, in the range of our... Are you the youngest? Are you one of the youngest? Or do you...
I'm one... Alex is younger than me.
So you're...
I'm like the middle.
We're the oldest. We're all the oldest.
Oh God, we're all the oldest.
Wait, really?
Yes, you're older than me. I'm older than Liam, but Liam's older than the other three. So we are the old. This is the Elder Podcast.
Oh my God.
Back in my day.
Is that the title of the episode? The Elder
Podcast.
The
Yeah,
Elder
we got it already.
That's
Back
fine.
in my day, the VHS tapes were the range.
That's VHS tapes.
Listen, I used to have them. Yeah.
I used to record
Show my age some more, but
F1
that's fine.
qualifying on my like blank tapes just to rewatch them over and over again.
The worst thing is now that they have services that can convert VHS tapes onto digital media. Mm-hmm. And I say this is terrible because we've been recently curing up my nan's house. She passed away in January last year. But because of the pandemic, we haven't really been able to go and clear out the house. And she has a bunch of VHS tapes from our early childhood of us doing various embarrassing things that you do when you're 4 or 5 years old. Mm-hmm. Karaoke singing, weekends at the grandparents and stuff like that. And now I was thinking, well, it's a good thing that they'll never get out into the wide world because they're on this outdated format. And 2 weeks later, my mum messages me with a video file and she's only going and getting them converted into bloody digital media.
So she's already doing it.
She's doing it, yeah.
So the moral of the story is I should be very scared.
I feel concerned for today's generation because everything is already on digital media. Everything you do is now recorded on Twitter, Facebook. It's all there.
Instagram, TikTok, like it's out there.
Yeah, my childhood is a bunch of memories and the odd VHS tape and photos.
Same.
I feel lucky, Being old is an advantage. So we are actually the pro senior podcast at this point.
Yes.
Exactly.
Compared to next week when it's all the youngsters who, are hip and with it and think they're cool.
Yeah.
Kids
these days, not respectful.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Get off my lawn.
Do you have a lawn in your new place, or is it?
Well, we have I wouldn't call it a lawn, but it would be. It is connected to our house. We don't have much of a lawn in the back garden, so I wouldn't call it a garden. But it's still very expensive for your barbecues and whatnot. Whenever that can become a thing again, so.
Well, it's Britain, so even before lockdown, there was not much chance of barbecues except for that 2-week heat wave that we get in the summer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That'll happen in April.
Yeah. So, moving on from that very interesting and varied "How are we doing?" kind of segment.
Yes.
What have we all been dreaming about? I know it's not been for those of you watching. It's been a week since the last podcast. However, for us, it's only been 5 days because we're recording a little bit earlier than we normally would because Valentine's Day falls on the day that we were supposed to record this. So, we were otherwise busy on Valentine's Day. Yes. So what have we all been dreaming about this week? Has anyone had any interesting dreams?
I haven't had any dreams.
None at all. You just sleep right the way through. Just
I think I mentioned it in the first episode. I don't dream like that. If I dream, it's rare. Or
you're gonna have to keep a dream journal.
Yeah, that's
I probably will because I really don't dream that often. And then some dreams that I do have, I can't talk about on the podcast. But
what are you talking about? I'm sure that we can talk about anything and everything here.
Anthony.
Who's it involved?
Yeah.
We're waiting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We have no sponsors to lose, so
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll keep a dream journal, and if you do have any interesting dreams, then you've got something to fall back on.
It's those unexpected older man naps. You sleep on the sofa and...
Yeah.
Now, Liam, we said we were going to keep the old man jokes to a minimum.
One.
You're on our side here. You're on our side. You are in the elder bracket at this point.
I don't want to. I don't want to grow up.
Well, you don't have a choice, buddy.
You already have.
I'm Peter Pan. That's it. Put it down. On the legal thing.
No, I am leaving that subject alone.
Yes,
because
please.
There's a lot of ways that can go, Liam, and we're trying to.
They brought it. I didn't. So.
No, don't blame us. That was all you, buddy.
You said Peter Pan. So anyway, I've not had any kind of especially vivid dreams this week, but I have been having a continuation of a sort of a theme of dreams. And I have this kind of, it's not the same recurring dream all the time, but there's a similar theme to all my dreams. Mm-hmm. And I'm inevitably abroad, usually in the US, and I find myself stranded. It's at the end of some kind of a holiday. Maybe I'm in Las Vegas and, I have to fly back home. And for some reason, the prospect of flying back home is super, super daunting. And so even though I don't really have that much of a problem flying myself, in my dreams, it comes across as a really, really daunting prospect. And whenever I board the plane, it typically, once it takes off, will crash. But it's not a crash.
Scary.
Yeah, but it's not a crash that, I die in or anything. And it's not like a crash where there's explosions. It's kind of like either I will wake up before it crashes, or it will just bounce off the ground. And it's, like a video game or something. What does it mean?
I've had dreams, I've had a lot of dreams, they vary, of course, during life, but whenever I'm in, a fatal position, the dream cuts out before, I die, for example. There is one specific one I remember, oddly, for some reason, I don't know, but, I just remember hanging off a bridge, and then I just fall, and then next thing you know, I just wake up. So
it could tie into that idea of falling, because that's what crashing is. But I don't know what it means.
I don't know.
I'm not that bothered that I want to go to a dream psychologist, but at the same time, I'm curious enough that if there's anyone out there who could speculate what it might mean, please do. Please let us know.
Yeah, please, because I'm curious.
Yeah. So, Liam, other than your dreaming on a bridge, what have you been dreaming about?
As I see, this is it. I do keep a dream journal, so.
This I did not know.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
No. I did so. I began doing so late last year because there was some certain dreams that were very, very interesting, and not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I have a theory it's stupid, but I have a theory regarding dreams and how they're connected to the multiverse. So yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a rabbit hole that we don't have.
Oh yeah. Buckle up, kids. No. But it was really, really weird because, some could say this is another life. Some could say I dream cheated.
Those kinds of dreams.
Yeah, we'll go in. We'll make a debate about it. Okay.
Have you dream cheated this week?
Yes, but I don't know anyone by this name, so I can't say.
You don't know anyone by the name of the person.
Of this person, so because what happens usually is I never get a full night's rest. So whenever I wake up to go to the toilet or whatever, you will be quiet, old man.
Oh God. Oh God.
But
it wasn't me. Listen, I was holding my composure. I was holding my composure until I saw Simon's face.
Don't blame me.
And I was like, yeah, we thought the same thing.
Don't blame me. It's
Anyways.
Continue, Liam.
So sometimes I'll wake up and make a quick note about it in case I forget, because sometimes you want to track back on a dream and you can't. So I'll just jot it down. And she was called Rebecca, and she was basically giving me the COVID injection. So. Why did I not turn this on better in my head? So...
Okay.
Oh, where's the passive ones?
I wasn't expecting that kind of detail. That level of detail.
Anyways.
So she was injecting you. It wasn't the other way around. Oh no. We're only 2 episodes in. We've already ruined the show.
I'm chaos.
Oh no.
No. But she was a nurse, and once she...
I don't know if we need much more detail.
I think you should just leave it right there.
I'm going to cut to the chase. She complimented my eyes, asked me out on a date. It cut there. There we go.
So you didn't really get to come to the chase then? Although, there is an interesting fact, Liam, and you said that you didn't know this girl. Every person that you dream about is based off of someone you've met in real life. Their face is... Your brain is incapable of subconsciously creating a human face. You're not, for some reason, your brain isn't creative enough to do that.
But what if it ties into my multiverse theory? Which we can go down that rabbit hole if we want to.
Then you actually did have sex with someone in another universe whilst having a COVID injection.
Well, that leads to two things. One, it ain't me. And two, COVID exists in another universe, so...
Of course it does. It's COVID. It's
it does.
terrible. It probably infects every multiverse. Okay, I think we need to move swiftly on from the dreams because, that was something different. So, let's talk about this week in Minecraft. Moving from one...
because I need to understand what the fuck happened.
Okay.
So, very quickly for the audience's sake, I want to kind of preface this and say I was a little bit worried about this segment for this week. Because, typically a week in Minecraft is not that long. Not a lot typically happens. And so I was thinking, especially with myself, Liam, and Anthony being the hosts this week, we're not always on the server. The people who frequent the server the most are definitely Bree and Alex. They're on there 5 days out of the 7 of the week. Mm-hmm. And so they tend to get up to the most chaos. So I was sitting there thinking, oh no, we're not going to have anything to talk about this week on the Minecraft segment. Turns out I couldn't have been more wrong. And something went down the other day, and I was so glad that I managed to capture it on video. Because I think you needed the video to believe just what happened. Mm-hmm. Basically, and again, to preface this all, in our server, we've built a house that we all live in. We've built a village next to it. Alex built it. He's probably going to nitpick the point and say that he built it, and he made the villagers. And it's a house we're very proud of. We had a lot of gear, a lot of loot, all these chests filled with goodies in the basement and on the bottom floor. And then on the top floor was all of our rooms with all of our own personal stuff. And we have several mods in there. One of them is the Dragon mod, which, we've been enjoying a lot for a while. One is the Weeping Angels mod that we spoke about last week. And another is a Chance Cube mod, which introduces the chaos that we always seem to seek. And you can get the small chance cubes or the big chance cubes. And Alex, in his infinite wisdom, decided to put one of these under the house as a fail-safe for if we ever wanted to destroy the house or something. Keeping in mind that anything could happen, So
it's all random.
I mean, we all knew it was under there, but we never thought it would be activated, because who would do that?
Right.
So I'm going to play you the clip now. And the reason I started to record was because, it was an off chance, but it all started to get fairly interesting when Alex gets teleported to the end by an angel. And he's already frustrated. And that frustration continues on to the point where he goes to teleport himself and misses. And, I will show you what happens next. I just came here to see what was going to happen. No more, no less.
I mean, can't blame him for getting front row seats.
Exactly.
Oh, please.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No.
What?
Oh, no.
What happened? What
Alex?
happened? What happened?
What?
What just happened?
I don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
How did you fall out?
And I missed. I fell out of the world. And now I have nothing.
What did you miss?
Oh, no.
Another side of the end.
Oh, shit. Did you... Oh, fuck. Were you throwing eyes?
Yeah. Well, no, I was throwing ender pearls and...
And you missed?
I missed. I had to go downstairs.
Wait, can I...
No!
Can I
Alex!
come back first?
Wait!
Let me see it.
I'm back in.
No! I accidentally did it! I didn't mean to!
Oh, wait, what? No, you did not!
Uh-oh. What was it?
Alex?
Close the server.
Oh my god, what?
Oh, no!
Oh, shit, I'm in the
Oh, fuck. We'll be okay, we got a village.
In the ground! No!
Yeah.
Wait, we got a village underneath the house?
I didn't mean to do it!
Yeah.
No, it's not a village, it's a mansion!
Oh shit, we
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
I think we're safe. I don't think it's small enough that it's gonna destroy the house.
Oh!
This is building so slowly as well.
Oh
Wait,
no.
Leave me
Alex,
stairs!
wait! My house!
My stairs!
How big is the mansion?
3 floors.
Alex! Alex!
It shouldn't reach the house, but it is gonna destroy the lower levels of.
Oh
Oh,
my
shit!
god!
It might
Oh
destroy
my
the
god!
basement.
Oh my god! Oh
The
my
basement.
God. Alex!
The basement with all of the chests.
Ah!
No!
No, you did not!
Lauren's gonna kill
shit.
everyone.
I didn't mean to! I didn't mean to! We're gonna get him! Ah! There's creepers down here! Ah! Oh god, no! Sorry!
All I hear is explosions.
Oh no.
Oh my god! Alex!
It's building down here! It's
What the
Oh no!
Anthony's room!
I didn't mean to do this!
My house!
Oh shit! The bottom floor is gonna go out.
No!
The bottom floor's gone,
Oh my god!
which means the basement's gone with all of the
basement's gone.
chests.
The basement's...
And if the bottom floor goes, every single chest is gone.
Every chest is gone! Oh my god, I'm watching it all go!
No!
Huh?
You lose all that stuff too.
I know!
No, our
Wait, I
beetle.
need to run and get my shit! I need to get my shit!
There goes the enchanting table.
Hang on!
No!
There goes the bottom floor.
I need to get my shit. Oh my
You
god.
can't. The elevator's gone.
No!
Oh my god!
There's the button. There's. Oh no.
We can stack! We can
Oh my
stack!
fucking god!
Here's the first level of the second floor about to go. It's gone.
Oh my...
Oh my fucking
My
god,
shit.
Alex! The server just crashed. I just crashed. I'm lagging so hard.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much lag.
There's so much lag.
Oh.
Oh my god! Look at all of the stuff. Oh my
Into a
god!
cleanup party.
I can't even
All of
move.
the enchanted stuff. It's just all in one
Oh.
big pile.
my god. This is amazing.
The lag is
Hey.
so bad.
We have, guys, we're going to have such big rooms. We have to clear this out.
Oh my god! Look at the pile. It's like a pile of trash. So who wants to tell Lauren?
I'll tell her.
Oh man.
Oh,
Well,
Man, I'm
this
still
week in
at 2
Minecraft is going to be interesting.
yeah.
Oh my god.
So yes, that was this week in Minecraft.
Wow.
Heartening to see from Simon's perspective.
Yeah, Liam was there, as you can clearly see. So basically, the Chance Cube did the worst thing it possibly could have done and built an entire mansion in place of our house, destroying everything except for the very top floor, like the roof of the top floor.
You know, it's like the reverse of when we blew up our compound for Extra Life. It's kind of like the reverse of that. Because at least that was planned.
True.
True.
We did that with the intention of blowing it all up.
And having this big crater. With this, we lost our home, but we built a new one. But
Oh yeah, we're converting the mansion that was built in its place.
So everything that was in the I guess the chest that was on both floors, all of it was gone.
we managed to salvage some, but I say some. It was like well, not even 1/10 of the stuff we've acquired.
We probably had about 40 chests full of different stuff. And the problem is that we didn't have enough inventory space to pick it all up. And by the time we'd built chests to try and store the stuff brand new, they all despawned. And you could see how hard the server was lagging because of how much crap was just generated from the... because it was like a million things just floating on the ground.
Context of the viewers and the listeners, it was like 2 frames per second. I wasn't even kidding. I could hardly move.
Yeah. It only fixed once it despawned. It was so hilarious and scary at the same time because Lauren was not in the game. And if you remember last week, we spoke about Lauren's chicken and how she didn't necessarily appreciate, firstly, her chicken being killed and then the attempted cover-up. So to then escalate that into, sorry, Lauren, we have destroyed our entire house, everything we've spent the last 3 months working for, and all of our resources.
Gone.
Yeah.
And all the rooms got destroyed too, right?
Yeah, your little basement. And...
Yeah. My dragon survived. You might have seen my dragon on the roof there.
Yeah.
But everything else was gone. Other than what we had on us at the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know if anyone has actually been back on the game since. And, so this week in Minecraft, is going to be interesting.
Just think of it like a reboot. We've just rebooted, I guess, the season of Minecraft? I don't know.
We could just go in and start a brand new server with those mods and just... survive from the get-go in a world full of dragons and weeping angels and all sorts.
Oh, God.
Lauren is going to go on a murder spree next time she goes in the game.
I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. Alex will not be in a safe place, that's one thing for sure.
No, I think he's lost a lot of privileges when it comes to Minecraft. At least in Lauren's eyes, anyway.
Lauren's just already planning on ways she can kill him in Minecraft.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we revealed what had happened to her through Messenger, so we didn't do it face to face. But I'm pretty sure if we'd have done it face to face, we could have imagined how angry she would have been.
Yeah.
So.
And
yeah,
you could feel it in the messages. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. She was annoyed.
That was earlier this week.
Yeah,
this was on Tuesday or Monday. Yeah. So
she probably has a plan already.
Yeah, I think it was the day after we recorded the first podcast. In fact, I think so. Yeah, I think we were all like, right, we need to go on and we need to, play a bit because otherwise we're not going to have anything to talk about for the Minecraft segment. And yeah, it was something. I mean, the chances of that, anything could have happened from a small block of materials being created to the whole.
Even an explosion that wouldn't have phased much because anything, it would be on the lowest level.
Yeah, because the house was built on top of a hill. So there was a fair bit of clearance between the cube and the house. And even if it had been a farm, it would have been fine. Or a village, rather.
A mansion.
But it was the only thing tall enough and destructive enough. I think the only other thing would have been the Inception option, where it inverts the whole thing from top to bottom.
Yeah.
But that would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
To have our house in the sky... upside down would have been.
We'd have to work our way to create a stairs that go up.
So...
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I kind of wish that was the one now. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah.
Welcome to our upside down house.
Anyway, that was this week in Minecraft. So we'll see what happens next week.
Oh boy.
So. This is something that I know I've been looking forward to talking about. But what have we been watching this week? What's been on the TV? What's been on, our kind of viewing habits this week? Anyone watched anything good? Anything unique?
Not really.
Yeah, I haven't really watched too much. I've just caught up on the latest 2 episodes of WandaVision, with the latest one coming out on, I guess, today's recording perspective, and catching up on Ruby as well. But I, of course, plan to amplify what I'm watching next week. So, but
yeah,
all I can say about the latest episode of WandaVision is that I'm so excited to see what does happen next week.
Yeah, we're not going to say too much because Anthony hasn't started watching WandaVision yet.
Nope, that's on my list.
Which he didn't tell us last week when we were speaking through all of the spoilers for the episodes so far. But, you'll have probably forgotten them by now, so that's fine.
Yeah, I did.
The only thing I'll say about this week's episode, which, aired today, is it was another brilliant episode. Yeah. And it opens up a whole bunch of possibilities for the next generation.
Oh, yeah.
Of Marvel stars, like Marvel heroes, Phase 4, as they might be calling it.
Yeah. I think I said something similar in terms of, like, there was a certain line that was said, and I'm like, oh, are they going that route? Are they going down that direction? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
WandaVision is turning out to be that show that I think most people were thinking, what is this? And it's actually turned out to be a massive cornerstone for the whole franchise.
I just love how it just keeps evolving, like, week by week. Like, it's just so fun to get into, and it's so, like, enjoyable, and how they, match every era. Like, the intro for, like, this week's era was just so good.
Again, not to spoil anything, Anthony, but it was very much based on Malcolm in the Middle, I think.
Yeah.
And, it's just, again, that artistic style of each time period. It's just so good.
It is. To be fair, I don't know why. I thought, like, a part of me thought, like, the intro was going to be Friends. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Malcolm in the Middle has a more appropriate taste. So
Yeah, I think it was more suited. But again, I'm not going to say much more so that we don't spoil Anthony on anything.
I will say that I am excited for, like, I know I'm not currently watching WandaVision, but I am excited for the TV show lineups that Marvel has. So, like, I am excited to start watching WandaVision. I'm excited for
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for that this week?
I did.
I still need to watch
that. It looks
actually.
really good.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, Falcon and the Winter Soldier has kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, with WandaVision having come out and getting such a big amount of attention.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been a lot of marketing for Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Not really.
But it's out in, like, what is it, just a month?
Less than a month, if
I think
anything.
less than a month.
Yeah. And this is, like, the official trailer. This is, like, the go-home trailer for it.
Like, I think WandaVision had, like, 2, and this was, like, way back, like, before January. They kept promoting that so much, so...
Yeah, didn't WandaVision have, like, multiple trailers?
Yeah. It was heavily kind of marketed with posters, with all kinds, because you saw all sorts.
I don't know. I don't think it's the reason whatsoever, but the fact that this is going to lead into the more multiverse side of things, because you got Multiverse of Madness, you got Spider-Man 3. I think they are, like, gearing up, like, this is going to be the next main focus in terms of what's coming out in the future releases, as well as Wanda, because she will be appearing in Multiverse of Madness. So I don't know. I'm like kind of assuming that is the reason why they're giving it such a big push, because this whole aspect is going to be pretty much the forefront for, like, the next year and a bit, if anything. So, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm not sure what they're going to be doing in terms of like when the new Captain America will be more focused upon after this. So
Yeah, because they did show a shot of him with the shield in the trailer, but we really don't know much about the show other than it's two characters that I think because of their chemistry in Civil War, they decided let's see if we can make this work. And,
I agree with that.
I do like the idea that they've both been brought together by Steve Rogers, and now that Steve's gone, they're kind of it's going to be one of those kind of frenemies situations where they annoy each other, they can't stand each other at times, but they're always going to be like friends because of that connection. And I am looking forward to seeing where it's definitely going to be more action based.
Oh yeah,
I do. I think so too.
It's definitely going to feel completely different to WandaVision, especially with WandaVision. Though I think they have hit a level that I don't think any other show can really. It's so creative. It is so interesting with what they've done, and I've been really thriving in the journey of WandaVision so far. So,
so you say you've not seen much this week, Anthony? Okay. Well, I watched. I decided to sit down, and there was a movie that had been on my radar for a while on Netflix, for the sole reason of the fact that it was very, very unique, and it was Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Check that.
Yeah, so it's a film from the Black Mirror, sort of universe, I guess, is it? Because I've never seen Black Mirror, but
buddy.
But the reason that this was drawn to my attention is because it's an interactive film. So it allows you to make choices that, can affect the story of the film.
Yeah.
And so that's what it drew me into. Now, I won't spoil it because I don't think either of you have seen it. But it was one of the most bizarre watching experiences I've ever had. Because they start you off on simple stuff, picking very, very basic things, to try and kind of like ease you into it. And then eventually it gets into really strange and kind of heavy stuff. And it kind of took me a while to get to the end. Because I just kept going back and back and back and doing all these different things.
Oh my goodness.
And it was such a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching the same character go through this almost same story over and over and over again. And I'm like, where does it end?
I have heard that it can take up to 3 hours to complete that.
Yeah, I can testify to that.
Yeah.
If you want to go through every single option, and I still don't know if I understand the story.
That's Black Mirror in a nutshell, though, and I think the good thing about Black Mirror is that you're not being spoiled on stuff. You can start wherever you want to. The past, I'd say 5 seasons. I think they released the 5th one early last year, but and even so, it really does test your mind, like the show. It's from what I remember watching, there was quite a few episodes that I just could not process because it was like, what the heck did I just watch?
Yeah.
So
Black Mirror is because I only watched the first 3 seasons. I didn't watch season 4, season 5. But just based off of the 3 seasons, and mind you, these seasons, it's probably I think the first 2 seasons are 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd season might be 6. So they're very short seasons and the episodes are an hour long. But every episode is different. It's not one of those series where you go in, you watch the first episode, then it's the second episode. You're sitting there where are the characters from the first episode? Everything is different. So it's think of it like American Horror Story.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen American Horror Story?
No. But I get what you mean. Kind of like self-contained stories in of themselves, different characters, different stories each episode. Yeah.
So, and all of them are just a complete mind fuck. And the only way that I really know how to explain it is that they kind of show you what could be the worst possible outcome in regards to technology.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll see some episodes. I mean, almost all the episodes are futuristic, but some of them are like real far in the future.
Yeah.
Some of them would be like maybe 10 years from now. Yeah.
It sounds.
And the thing is, it really does hit like close to home
Yeah.
in certain areas as well. Like you will sit there thinking, this feels so like it could eventually happen, or it has happened. Like there have not to spoil like any episodes, but there have been episodes where things have been called out. Like, didn't something like this happen in Black Mirror?
Yeah. It's one of those Simpsons kind of deals where it's like they predicted it, you know. Which, you know, I suppose if it plays on the darker sort of parts of humanity, isn't hard to really do. I just don't know if I can really put up with that right now in this year,
probably not.
in this pandemic. I'm like, no.
Like if anyone's gonna go through Black Mirror during this pandemic, then I don't know what to say, because I probably couldn't. I've already got enough on my plate, like with how stressful the lockdowns are being. This is just gonna like, I would just be a broken mess with what I've seen.
But the only other thing I've been watching other than that is just The Office, the US Office, which I'd never seen before. I'd seen the UK Office, the full 2 seasons, and it took me a few episodes to get into it. But I'm actually really enjoying the blend of the premise of the UK version being molded into the US comedic style. Because the formula is still the same. You have The Office, where you have the boss who is really cringy and wants to make himself look like he's really cool and, you know, suave, and he ends up just completely making a mess of everything. You have the kind of stable, chill guy, which is Jim. You have the kind of dorky character in Dwight. And then you've got a whole bunch of others. As far as I can tell, what the US version has done is just expanded on the original concept to add more people and just to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. You know, it's you know, and it's a show that's launched a lot of careers.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Even the original, you know, Martin Freeman, he got his break through being in the UK Office. You know, Ricky Gervais got his start through the UK Office. It was his kind of premise and his idea. So I like that the US version has also kind of done that as well. So, and it's not often I can say that the US version is as good as the UK version. It's been some
Fair. That's fair.
some humdingers when it comes to trying to convert the comedic style over.
Yeah.
Um,
Or even anything in general. Like, I know, like, Broadchurch did its own American version, and I don't
Really?
think that held up. Yeah, and funnily enough, it had David Tennant appear on that, but it wasn't like a continuation, if that made sense. So it was like its own thing, but David's appeared in the American one.
Yeah.
So, but it didn't hold up compared to, like, the UK version.
Did he appear as his UK character, just not in the context of it being him in the story?
Yeah, and his accent was different, I believe. Like, I haven't given it much of a check, but because the story is pretty much the same as the first season, apparently.
Yeah.
But I decided to give a little bit of a check, and I remember he didn't sport the Scottish accent that he did in
They Doctor Who'd him.
Yeah. Well, ish. They didn't give him the British accent, so. But I think he was so fun, like in Chibnall's Broadchurch, because he was just so amazing. Like, his sarcasm was on point, and he was just. It's so fun. It is so. It's so good, and like, despite the critiques of Chris Chibnall doing Doctor Who, he does Broadchurch really, really well. So
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Broadchurch. So
yeah. I was
But,
amazed.
there is, just hopping back onto that point, have you heard of Red Dwarf, I assume, Liam? I don't know if
I've
you've heard of it,
it.
Anthony.
I haven't watched it.
Mm-mm.
It's a very old UK comedy, began in like the late 80s. It's like a sci-fi comedy. It was one of the first of its kind of type. And in the mid-90s, after it was quite successful here, something similar happened where they wanted to make a US version. And they kept one cast member on from the UK version into the US version.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of reminds me of what Liam was saying with the Broadchurch thing. And it just completely fell on its backside because something's just aren't, I guess, compatible from one style of comedy to another. And
Exactly.
there's a documentary actually on it, which if anyone is a fan of Doctor Who, or Red Dwarf, it's well worth checking out.
I was going to say they tried it like they did try it like America with Doctor Who.
Did they?
Didn't go any. Yeah, because
Was
they
it the
did
movie?
Yeah, it was the movie, but they were planning their own series, which would continue from the movie, but it didn't pick up.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Ah.
it also. I do know one thing: the Doctor and the Master were supposed to be brothers. So
Who do you think, an American actor, and I pose this to both Anthony and you, Liam, who would make an American Doctor Who? Which actor?
I don't know.
An American
I'm not-
version of the Doctor. So not
I'm
like
not trying to.
a British version that they just cast an American, like James Bond is going to be British, but they have an American. This has to be someone who is cast in an American style Doctor Who role.
Oh my god!
I
don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people say Tom Hanks would.
He'd make a very good wise older
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah, I could see
Don't
that.
know.
I think at the same time, Nicolas Cage.
I do remember actually rumors way back when that they were going to do a Doctor Who movie and that Johnny Depp would play the Doctor. So
I think that's too on the nose.
I
I think it's too kind of like, who's the quirkiest actor we can think of?
Yeah.
don't know who. I don't know. Like, I don't know who apart from Tom Hanks. Trying to think of who else could potentially play the Doctor, because I usually just one track it. Like if there's like a person who I believe could play the Doctor, it would be David Bowie, because I think he would. Yeah, I think he would definitely mold well. Or Ian DeCasticker, who plays Fitz in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He would, I think, be an amazing Doctor.
Yeah,
I
he
can
would.
see that.
He would.
I could see that. He's an amazing actor. I can definitely see that.
He's got a lot of range, and I always hope for that day to come where he is officially cast, and I will just party for the country. I'm like, yes, finally.
And on that day, your DHL delivery will arrive.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to our HOTI of the Week segment. So last week, it was different last week because it was kind of an introductory HOTI of the Week session where I brought up a singular thing to nominate, but this is where each week we're all going to take turns to nominate something that has gone viral or someone of note from that week to be our HOTI of the Week, human on the internet of the week. And we will all vote on who we will nominate out of what we've picked. So we've all gone and taken a look at some viral stories this week and some feel-good stories, and I think we've all got 3 different nominees. So who wants to go first and bring forward their HOTI of the Week?
I will go first.
Okay.
So I voted for attorney Rod Ponton as HOTI of the Week. This man is a lawyer, and it was him and I think 2 others that were having some sort of meeting for the judicial district court. And Ron entered the Zoom call underneath a filter that he didn't know how to turn off. And again, these are attorneys. Like, they went to the school that you go to once you graduate college. Like,
Or
they
better.
go to law school. They and yeah, he just could not figure out how to turn the filter off.
We'll show you the clip because it is something you've got to see to just appreciate the amusing nature of it in such a serious. Because it's like a proper court hearing.
Yeah.
And again, Zoom, like last week. Thankfully, this pandemic has thrown up so many good things through Zoom,
Oh,
and this is just another
been a
example.
blessing.
So let's take a look. So this is the hearing.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings.
It's the eyes.
You might want to take a
We're
look.
trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It
And the-
is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I'm not a-
Not a cat.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah. I think because I was reading the rest of it, I think it like lasted like a few minutes or something. But apparently, I don't know if it's like his kids, but he was like that a child was using a computer and turned the filter on, and he didn't know, and then couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
It was the eyes and the fact that the cat looked so guilty,
Yeah.
and then he says, "I'm not a cat."
Yeah.
I'm not.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, "Yep, you're my pick."
I don't know if you noticed, but the guy in the top right was finding it all very amusing, but the guy in the
Yeah.
bottom left was not.
He was not amused.
There are two different people.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll go next because mine's also a video. So to preface mine, I'm going to say this is politics, but it's not politics in the way that you're going to roll your eyes and go, "Oh God, no, not politics." This is politics from Australia. Now, Australians like to do things in a very unique way. This is no different. He's a radio host who has turned into a politician. His name's Alex Dyson. And this is his campaign video. And, he's concerned, obviously, about boring political campaign videos. So he wants to do something to spice things up and to kind of energize young voters and get them involved. So he's come up with a very unique campaign video. So we're going to put that up now. So again, very serious. Also, I think he was taking the piss out of the UK.
I was going to say, I'm sensing a theme.
Hello, my name is Alex Dyson, and I'm running as the independent candidate for the seat of Warden in the federal election. And here are my policies via the medium of interpretive dance.
Oh my God.
What?
Are you okay?
Oh, man.
His
What?
policies, I can get behind. I'm concerned for him, though.
I'd vote for him.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, is the guy okay?
It's ingenious, though, because I didn't even notice what his policies were. I was just focused on his moves.
yeah.
I was more captivated on what was going on.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask, like, what was he trying to tell us? What's his policies?
But it makes you have to go back and watch again.
Exactly.
You know?
That's
And then like him just jumping in the water just sold it for me. I was just like, that's how you end the video.
I would vote on it for him on the basis that every time he goes into Congress, that he has to do his speeches through interpretive dance.
exactly.
You can't just do it for a campaign. You have to live it.
You have to. Yeah. You have to, improvise new stuff. You've got to keep people on their toes. This is the way you do it.
Yeah, and he's certainly gotten noticed, but I guess time will only tell as to whether he's successful.
Creek.
Yeah.
Right, I clicked onto the video there, but wasn't supposed to. So Liam, what is your hottie of the week?
So mine's not so much as hilarious or video based as these two, but it is a very, very wholesome story about how this girl who that was just reported recently, working at I think it was Chick-fil-A. She basically had this co-worker who would come into work by a bicycle, especially in the winter period. So that's obviously going to be pretty good. What this person who's called Haley Bridges, by the way, she basically entered a raffle for a Christmas party, and what happened was that this raffle was rumored to host a car. So she won this raffle, and instead of keeping the car for herself, she decided to give it to her co-worker friend who would travel every day to work on a bike, especially in cold conditions, as a nice little Christmas present. And I thought that was really wholesome stuff to see. So, Haley Bridges, hottie of the week for me.
I've just pulled up the story there, and that is a very, very generous.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the kind of it's winter. It's still winter now, and both Anthony and me and Simon have currently experienced quite a lot of snow recently. So, especially with the fact that it's going to be freezing temperatures, it's a very, very generous idea to keep someone in the warmth and, not freeze to death, especially if you're going home on a night as well, which would be even worse. So
I'd have just offered to give her lifts. Rather than giving her the entire car, but, that is very generous.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're the three candidates for Hottie of the Week. So now we have to pick one of them to be our actual Hottie of the Week. So this is how it's going to work going forward. The audience, I'm sure they may have their own Hottie of the Week. You guys can all comment down below if you have a particular one that you would nominate. But we'll vote for... Should we say we can't vote for our own because we've already nominated it?
Yeah. I feel
so
like
we have to.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
With the hotties of the week, why don't we have the three people that's going to be in the podcast next week vote, and then reveal who the hottie of the week is, like the winner in the next, I guess, part of hottie of the week for the next episode.
That could be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we don't run into the issue of, voting for our own.
Well, that's why I said if we say that we can't vote for our own, then there's definitely going to be a winner because we both have to, unless everyone votes for one each, in which case everyone would be a Hottie of the Week. Well, we'll talk about that going forward.
Yeah.
How about for this week we vote for this.
Okay.
And then going forward we can see if we do want to take that up, because that's actually quite an interesting approach. But I want to ask the others first before we do it. Put them under pressure.
Okay.
So I am gonna vote for the car story because it's wholesome, and the girl is young. She's 17, and to have that kind of a kind heart. She's 17. Girl who gave the car away.
Yeah, and her friend was 19. So.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And as much as I really enjoyed the kitten filter, I just think that, you know, the girl deserves it far more.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. Like I love the interpretive dance. It was hilarious. But yeah, that's really wholesome, especially for somebody being as young as her to be willing to do something like that, because it's a free brand new car. I don't know many people, let alone teenagers, that would do that. So yeah, she kind of gets my vote for that.
Liam, who would you vote for if you can't vote for your own?
No, I was gonna vote for like the Alex, the was his name?
The dance, the
dance, yeah.
Yes.
Just because, especially like in politics, I know it can get a bit like tense and whatnot. But it was such a comedical way, and it was such a light-hearted way as well. Nothing like that would like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like test people's like points of view in terms of what they would want to see from someone leading, but it's something entertaining. It's something that, I don't know, kind of encourages especially the younger generation as well to like kind of pay attention and whatnot. So
yeah, it's definitely different and unique. To, you know, to put it lightly.
Is the word.
Yeah. He's a talented dancer.
Yes, but it was so fun. So yeah.
Well, Hayley Bridges, you are the hottie of the week for our second episode of Humans on the Internet. But I think that is going to about wrap it up for this episode. As always, please do follow us on Twitter at HOTI Podcast. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We bring out new episodes every single Wednesday, as I say, 7 p.m. GMT, and wherever that is around the world, as Liam almost breaks his own glasses.
Saw that. Okay, no one saw that. That's cool.
Next week, we have the amazing lineup of Lauren, Brianna, and Alex. And if, you know, they thought that this was going to be the chill stream, I can only imagine what they're going to have to do next week to try and top some of the moments that we brought up here, because there's been some interesting stories and some funny moments.
My head out.
But as always, thank you for watching, and we will see you for the next episode.